Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever had a great product idea and just wondered, how do I get this out into the world? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to walk through a founder's journey, breaking down all the essential steps to build a successful online business right from scratch. Okay, let's jump in.
So let's just kick things off with the big one, right? Do you dream of selling your product, your creation, to a global audience? I mean, really turning that passion project into a real-life business that's making sales, even while you're asleep? That is the incredible promise of e-commerce, and we're about to unpack how it all works.
You know, when you boil it all down, the concept is actually super simple. E-commerce is just buying and selling stuff online. That's it. It's everything from ordering a book, to hiring a freelancer, to grabbing a one-of-a-kind handmade item. This very simple idea opens up a massive world of possibilities.
But hold on. Before we start drawing up the blueprints for our digital empire, we really need to understand the terrain. So let's start with the big why. Why are so many entrepreneurs flocking to sell online? What are the real opportunities? And just as important, what are the risks you need to watch out for?
So on one hand, the opportunities are absolutely massive. You get to reach a global market, your costs are way lower than a physical store, and you're open for business 24/7. But, and this is a big but, that opportunity comes with some very real risks, things like cybersecurity threats, fierce competition from all over the world, and some pretty complex logistics. Getting your head around this trade-off is the first real step to building a business that lasts.
All right, so you've weighed the pros and cons, you're fired up, and you're ready to go. Now you've hit your first major fork in the road. And this is a big one. Where exactly are you going to set up your digital shop?
It really boils down to two main paths. You can build your very own website, which gives you total control over your brand and what your customer experiences. Or you can set up shop in an established marketplace, which gives you instant access to a huge audience that already trusts the platform. There's no single right answer here. It all depends on your goals, your resources, and, of course, your product.
So, path number one is all about control. Using a platform like Shopify lets you create a custom online store that is 100% yours. You control the look, the feel, and, this is crucial, you own the relationship with your customers and all their data. This path is really about building your brand from the ground up.
And then there's path number two. This is all about leveraging an existing community. On a platform like Etsy, for example, you're tapping into a network of millions of buyers who are already there, actively looking for unique stuff. Here, you're trading a little bit of that control for immediate access and built-in trust.
Okay, so you've picked your spot on the internet. Now we've got to get into the nitty-gritty, the nuts and bolts. How does a customer actually give you their money for your product? Let's break down the mechanics that make a sale actually happen.
It all starts with something we completely take for granted: the shopping cart. It's the digital version of the basket you'd grab at a grocery store. It's a simple but absolutely vital piece of software that lets your customers pick out items, change quantities, and just hold on to them while they keep looking around your store.
From that cart, the customer moves to the checkout. And this is the most critical make-or-break moment of their entire journey. Every single step, from looking over their choices to entering their payment info, has to be as smooth and trustworthy as possible, because any little bit of friction right here can be an absolute disaster. In fact, the numbers are pretty staggering.
70%. That's the average number of people who abandon their shopping carts without buying anything. Yeah, 7 out of every 10 potential customers who are this close to giving you money just walk away. This is why making the process simple and trustworthy isn't just a nice-to-have, it is essential for survival.
So how do you make that process secure and trustworthy? Well, that's where this key piece of tech comes in. A payment gateway is like a secure digital bridge. It takes the customer's payment info from your website and connects it safely to the bank to process the whole transaction. Just think of it as the secure credit card machine for the internet.
Fantastic. Your store is built, your checkout works, you can take payments securely. But there's a small problem. Nobody knows you exist. It's like you threw a huge party but forgot to send out the invitations. Now comes the other half of the battle: getting people to your store, and even more importantly, earning their trust so they feel confident enough to actually buy something.
Getting the word out means using a mix of different tools in your toolbox. You can use SEO to show up on people's search on Google, build a community on social media, create a direct line to your customers with email, or you can pay for ads to get seen right away. A really strong strategy usually combines all of these to create a nice, steady stream of visitors.
And while paid ads can give you a quick boost, It is so important to remember this. SEO, which is just getting your site to show up in search results naturally, is the engine for long-term, sustainable, and free traffic. It often gets overlooked, but it really does deliver the highest return on your investment over time.
But listen, all the marketing in the world won't matter if people land on your site and just don't feel safe. At the end of the day, trust is everything. Your customers are handing over their personal and financial info, and you have to prove that you can protect it.
Building that trust really rests on 4 key ideas: privacy, keeping customer data secret; integrity, making sure that data can't be messed with; authentication, proving that you and your customers are who you say you are; and finally, non-repudiation, which I know sounds super technical, but it's just a way of saying there's a digital receipt so nobody can deny the sale happened. Getting these right is how you build a rock-solid, secure foundation.
Okay, let's pull back the curtain for a second. A beautiful website that gets a ton of traffic, that's just the tip of the iceberg. To really succeed in the long run, you need a smart, efficient operation humming along in the background. This is the engine room of your business.
And a huge part of that engine is inventory management. Just knowing what you have, where it is, and when you need to order more. Seriously, think of it like checking your kitchen pantry before you go grocery shopping. It stops you from running out of your best sellers or getting stuck with a bunch of stuff nobody wants.
You've probably heard that old saying, you can't improve what you don't measure. Well, it is especially true in e-commerce. Your website is constantly generating this absolute treasure trove of data, and that data is like the dashboard for your business, telling you what's working, what isn't, and where you need to focus your energy.
And these are some of the most important dials on that dashboard. You're trying to answer questions like, how much is a customer worth to me over their lifetime? How much do people usually spend each time they buy? How many people leave my site after looking at just one page? And how many of them come back? These numbers tell the real story of your business's health.
And of course, we have to talk about that final physical piece of this whole digital puzzle. You can have the best website and the most amazing marketing, but if you can't actually get the product into your customers' hands reliably and affordably, well, then none of it matters. Solid shipping and logistics are absolutely non-negotiable.
So there you have it. We've walked through the whole blueprint, from that first spark of an idea to picking a platform, making a sale, marketing your store, and running the whole operation. All the pieces are on the table. The digital door to a global market is wide open. So the only real question left is, what will you sell to the world?